Hello, this video is for the benefit of those who have little or no knowledge about cryptocurrencies. As you very well know, in Carnelian12, what they utilize for their trading purposes is either USDT, Bitcoin, or Tron. Therefore, you have to find a way to convert whatever currency you hold into either of the three cryptocurrencies for their own use in Carnelian12. You can then earn your commissions or your profit as an investor. To be able to move your local currency into Carnelian12, you will need to convert it from your local currency into either Bitcoin, which is BTC, or TRX, Tron, or USDT. Those are the three cryptocurrency types that Carnelian12 trades in. Therefore, to move it in, you should either have your funds in a cold wallet or you use an exchange such as Binance, which is currently showing on the screen. Binance is very ideal given that it's one of the largest, if not the largest, cryptocurrency trading platform in the world. It's stable. It's been in existence for quite a long time, and it has very cheap transfer fees. Transfer fees being cheap is very crucial to us in that is an overhead which you have to incur in the process of moving your currency to Carnelian, and also from moving your proceeds from Carnelian12 back into the exchange, where you now also can now exchange it back into your own local currency. This movement of currency back and forth between Binance and Carnelian12 is necessitated by the fact that Carnelian12 does not support internal compounding. You have to withdraw your proceeds from Carnelian12 into your exchange or your cold wallet and then move it back in again in the process of reinvesting. This is because they want to, because of the stability, they want a financial stability within the system, and also for security reasons. I will try and explain as much as possible the process of moving your own local currency into Binance, converting it within Binance into any of the three cryptocurrency types that Carnelian12 supports, that is TRX, USDT, or BTC, and then moving it into Carnelian12, and also the procedure for moving it out of Carnelian12 back into Binance, and then within Binance converting it into your own local currency. However, at any point in time that you get lost regarding the explanation or as to how to proceed further, you can always visit our forum. The link to the forum is stated at the bottom of this video, and I will be able to explain in more detail so you can proceed. As you can see, we are on the home page of Binance. So if you are already registered in Binance, all you have to do is log in. You just click there and you click login. But if you are not yet already registered in Binance, of course you have to sign up. So you just either sign up through here, or you come here again and click register. So let's take this option of clicking register. What now happens is we sign up either with Google, with Apple, or we sign up with email. Let's choose the option of signing up with email. All you do is insert your personal email, your password. Then, of course, you tick to indicate you have read and agreed to Binance's terms of service and privacy policy. If you want, you can also agree to receiving marketing updates, and if you do not want, you do not tick that. Then you create a personal account. Of course, I'm not clicking that since I already have an account. So the option I would take is to go back and log in. So that is the option I will opt for. So I'm now logged into my dashboard in Binance. And important for you to note that you are not really concerned with all these other tabs, in that we are not here to trade on Binance. What we are here to do is to convert our local currency into the cryptocurrency supported by Carnelian12, send that to Carnelian12, and also receive the proceeds we get from Carnelian12 back into our account in Binance, and then sell it and convert it back into our own local currency. Therefore, in the light of that, all we are interested in is this first tab, which says buy crypto. So what we have to do now is pick either this option or P2P trading. P2P trading is very, very ideal in that whether for buying or selling, it's a very ideal method. But let's explore the credit debit card option. What you do is click that option. Binance takes you to this particular page where you have the choice to buy or to sell your cryptocurrency. So if you want to use this option, for example, all you do is, for example, if you have US dollars and you are trying to sell and get BTC, all you do, you can, it's already stated that the minimum is 15. If we try anything smaller than that, for example, you can see it says the limit per transaction is between $15,000 and $20,000. So let's use 15, for example, or 150. If we use 150, this is the amount of BTC it can give us. All we do is we continue. When we continue, it takes us to this page where it shows us also the USD we are using to buy the BTC, and then he asks for us to insert our card, or if we already have a Google Play, if our card is already inserted in Google Play, we proceed with that. So I will stop here since I'm not pursuing this option. I'm not buying with card. You can also sell your crypto and get it back into the local currency through the sell option of the credit debit card tab. But there's a limitation there in that it's not all currencies that are supported for you to receive into your bank account. Euro is supported and some other currencies, as we can see here. Those are the currencies supported that can go directly into your bank account. I can see GBP there, yeah, which is pound sterling. Then euro is there, of course, but I do not think dollar is supported. Another issue is that you can see what will be listed is the currencies you currently have a balance in. Those are the things that you can sell. Let's now explore the P2P option of buying crypto. We come to this tab again. We click on P2P trading. P2P is peer-to-peer trading with Binance as an intermediary. So it's in between two parties. We've opened the P2P page and it's identified as funding within Binance. And we have the choice of either buying or selling. We are on the buying option now. All we need to do is we identify the currency we want to use. Let's take US dollars as the currency we want to use to buy. So that is what is stated here. Then this indicates the various options for accepting payment. But let's look for someone who has a particular mode of payment that is suitable to us. Look at the various modes of payment. There is WISE, that is, we are willing to pay with WISE. The person wants to accept WISE. The person is willing to accept Skrill. The person is willing to accept Perfect Money. There are different options here. You can see some people indicate specific banks that they are willing to accept payment into. In short, you look at the various options and you pick one. Let's, for purposes of illustration, pick WISE. Once we pick WISE and we are saying we want to pay by US dollars, we can also identify the region the person should be in. For example, we may want the person to be in the region in which we are. Maybe the particular country we are in, we indicate it here. But of course, that will reduce the number of people with options to sell. Let's just leave it as such. This purpose search is also to indicate a certain volume. For example, you see some people indicate here between 4,006 and 4,000. That's the volume of dollars they are willing to sell. So you must be willing to buy in between this volume. You must be willing to buy in between this volume. If you want to identify a particular volume you want to buy, you just slot in that amount here, say maybe $400. If you click on, I've put 499. If we click on search, if you only show the people who are offering that volume of dollars for sale, but let's leave that for now. So what we now do is we've seen people willing to sell, and these people are willing to take WISE as a mode of payment. Here there is the list. We can scroll down, but one thing you should know is that it starts from the top. The cheaper ones are at the top, while as it goes down it becomes more and more expensive. So naturally, if you don't have a limitation, you want to pick the person at the top. But if you have a limitation, for example, this person is saying he's only willing to sell between 4,000 136. Therefore, if you don't want to buy as much as that, obviously you can't pick him. This person is offering more flexible option. He's saying he's willing to sell to you as long as you're willing to buy between $200 and $6,000. This person is saying he's willing to sell to you as long as you are willing to buy between $300 and $3,488. Then you can see the price. As I said, it becomes more expensive as you go down. What you also need to take into consideration is the number of orders that person has had on Binance. That indicates he's a veteran. Look at this. You look at the percentage of completion too, because that indicates that, oh, okay, this person completes all his trade, and the implication of that is a credible seller. So you look at all those and you identify. You don't necessarily have to pick the person at the top. You may look at others based on other criteria you find more important to you, and you pick. But just for purpose of illustration, let's say we pick this person who is offering between $300 and $3,488 because maybe we have 500 that we want to buy. So all you do is you click that option. When you click that option, trade is not yet opened. It's for you to see. Okay, it's closed. Let me open it again. It's for you to see his terms of trade. When you now see terms of trade and you are comfortable with that, you go ahead and you open the trade. So here, for example, we can see fine. We've seen his completion rate. He's saying that payment should be made within 15 minutes. That's the implication. That's his terms. He also says why he's saying I pay only wise to wise is because as some of them are buyers, so they are also sellers. So this one actually does not relate to you in this case. What he's saying is that he's willing to accept wise as long as you are willing to make payment with wise to payment to wise, then you are comfortable with that. So all you now need to do is indicate you want to buy now. So you indicate the quantity you want to buy. You can either indicate the quantity you want to buy or indicate the quantity you receive in USDT. One thing you should notice here is stated USDT. If you want to buy BTC, you click here. If you want to buy any other, maybe Ethereum, you click here. So, but right now we're on USDT, so which means what we are trying to buy is USDT. But as I said, you can opt to buy any cryptocurrency you want. So if we say, for example, we want to buy, let's just say maybe 500 of USDT, it tells us the amount of dollars we need to pay. It means we need to pay 506. And once we are comfortable with the terms of trade, that is, we are willing to pay into wise, and we are also willing that the trade takes place for 15 minutes, then we are good to go. All we now need to do is click on buy USDT. Once we click that, the trade is opened. The implication of that is that once the trade is opened, we have 15 minutes to make payment to the guy's account. Now, in case we don't meet up to the 15 minutes, we still don't have an issue as such. What we just need to do in that situation is we let the person know that there's a chat that we open up, and we let the person know, oh, sorry, for whatever reason we've not been able to make payment. And once we don't make payment, naturally it's USDT will revert back to his account, because all the while that we are trading, his USDT would have been held in escrow by Binance. So once the 15 minutes elapses and we don't make payment, then the BTC or USDT in this case will revert back to his account. If on the other hand we succeed in making payment to the guy's wise account within the time limit specified, all we have to do, which is very, very important, is that on the page which would have opened up while we're trading, we see towards this left-hand portion of that page, we see a link which says transferred. We must click it within this time limit, such that once we click it, it means the guy's USDT will be held and awaiting him for him to confirm that he has received payment, pending when it will now be released to us, and it will now appear in our own Binance account. But if, for example, on the other hand, he does not receive payment from us, he can now call for the support to intervene. Once he does that, then support will handle it. But in most cases, that rarely happens, because most people will just release the USDT to you without any qualms. So that is what you need to do. It stands to reason that while you are trying to trade, you must have a tab open for the means of payment. So, for example, if you are going to transfer from your own Wise account, your Wise account should be opened so that within the time limit specified, you are able to quickly make payment to the chap, such that there's no delay in the trade. P2P means of transacting is usually sought after because of its versatile nature. There are very many options available to make payment, as I showed here. So you can pick any one that is suitable to you. And if you make payment and you do not click on the transferred within the 15 limits specified, it could spell trouble for you, in that the implication is that that guy will just have the USDT released back to him. Why? Since you have not said you've made payment. So it's very crucial that you release, that you click on the transfer to, immediately you make payment within this time limit, so that the USDT can either be held for you pending while he confirms that he has received payment, or alternatively, if he disputes it, then he can go to support, but the funds will not be released to him, unlike if you do not click transfer to, when the funds will just go back to his account. Very important for you to note that when you buy through P2P, the funds will be in your funding wallet as opposed to your fiat or spot wallet. So if, for example, we look here, this is funding wallet. We can now move it to fiat if we want to, or also transfer from fiat to funding. But when you are doing P2P and P2P trading on Binance, the funds is in the funding wallet. Also, if you have funds in your fiat or spot wallet, you have to transfer it to funding wallet if you want to sell. Your funds cannot be in fiat wallet and you are selling. To buy or sell, it is through your funding wallet. If you had bought through credit or debit card, the funds will be in your fiat or spot wallet. But if you had bought through P2P, the funds will be in your funding wallet. So whichever wallet the funds in, you can transfer out to Carnelian12 from whichever of the wallets. And if you want to transfer from one wallet to the other, for example, from fiat and spot to funding, or from funding to fiat and spot, you can do that easily on Binance, and it is free to do so. If you want to transfer, for example, all you do is click here. Once you click here, you can see this is transferring from fiat. This is trading, so you don't need this. But for example, if you want to transfer from fiat and spot to funding, you can see we indicate funding, and then since I have funds currently in fiat and spot, all I need to do is indicate if I want to transfer everything, I just click on maximum. Once I click on maximum, I click on confirm, and the fund will be sent to funding. But I can also want to do the opposite and say I'm transferring from funding to fiat and spot. All I need to do is that it shows me, oh no, I don't have the little amount I have in funding is this tiny amount. That is what I can send to fiat and spot. So basically, it's simple to transfer between one another. So as I said earlier, you can also withdraw into your Carnelian office, because it's the tab withdraw you will use, whether the fund is in fiat and spot or is in funding. So let's just take the example and assume that the funds is in fiat and spot. What we do is we click on withdraw when we want to transfer to Carnelian12. We wait here, and we now have to go to our Carnelian12 account to initiate the procedure. So we'll go to our Carnelian12 account now. We're now inside my Carnelian12 account, where we need to initiate the movement of funds from Binance into Carnelian12. What we need to do is click on this invest option, and the investment page will open. In this investment page, depending on the type of cryptocurrency we are trying to invest into Carnelian12, we identify it here, if it's BTC or if it is TRS or if it is USDT. Let's assume it is USDT. We click on USDT. We now indicate the amount of either dollars that's when converted, or more appropriately use this tab, which is the one on the right, to indicate the specific volume of USDT you want to bring into Carnelian12. Let's give an example. Let's say we say 50. That 50 automatically is converted here into the USD value, that is the dollar value. This is the USDT value, while this is the USD value. Now this here, as I indicated in a previous video, is the amount we will receive on a daily basis over 12 days that we give this, such that we would have recovered our capital and made 44% return on our investment. So the profit we would have made over the 12-day period will be the difference between this and this, which here now is about $12 thereabout. which is the profit we'll make over the 12-day period. So once we've indicated this, that we want to send 50 USDT from Binance to Carnelian12, we just click on proceed to payment. I'm just doing this because it will record, but at the end of the day, it will be cancelled. So it has given us the information we need to now use on Binance. What we now do is we copy this. This is the address that we should send the USDT from Binance to into Carnelian12. We copy this. Once we copy this, we now go over to Binance to send the funds, the 50 USDT, over to Carnelian12, inserting this address in Binance. Once we've finished, we've done that at Binance, we now come and just click on I have paid. Then once we click on I've paid, the status will change from waiting to the fact that, okay, it's completed, and then they will now be awaiting the confirmations. So, but in this case, since I'm not actually paying, this will automatically cancel itself after about 3 or 4 hours once the funds is not received. So let's now go over to Binance and insert this address such that the funds can come over to Carnelian12. We're now back in my Binance account, and we now want to send the funds from Binance now to Carnelian12. We've already initiated the procedure for doing that in Carnelian12. We've copied the wallet address at Carnelian12. We now need to insert it over here in Binance. So we've opened the withdraw tab. We're now in withdraw. What we're trying to do is, in this case, USDT. So we're trying to move USDT into Carnelian12. We click on that. We now insert that address we took at Carnelian12. We insert it in this space in Binance. That is the address. It will now ask us to indicate the network. Very important. The network is TRS or TRC20. We now click on that. Once we click on that, we are set. We indicate the amount of money we want to put. If it's the maximum, we just click on the maximum. But if it's a certain number, we reduce it to the particular value we want to send over. Once we've done that, all we need to do is we're now set to send it. Once we are sent to send it, we now just click on withdraw, and it will prompt us further on until we send the entire funds over to Carnelian12. It will send a prompt to our email for us to confirm that we indeed initiated the transaction and we want the funds to be sent over. And once that is done, the funds will move over to Carnelian12. It doesn't take more than a few minutes, and you see the funds already recorded for you in Carnelian12. From my own experience, it hardly lasts more than about 10 minutes and the fund is already there.